We're likely going to be utilizing the Outrider steeds to help with evacuation, just that should be necessary. Given your skill set, I figured that might be the best place to put you.
You said to Captain Boyer the previous night, I know when someone's holding back their tongue. Now is no exception.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
But you disagree.
She closes her eyes and takes a deep breath. Calming, stealing, necessary perhaps. I do. And I don't. I spoke with Sajar about this last night. Radan, I want to help you in that forefront. But I'm not going to ask to be put into a position which will put me in danger. And then for all of you to cover that gap and overextend yourselves. I have faith that you will put all of us where we need to be put on the field. But nonetheless, I wanted to voice my concerns.
Do you believe we've been covering for you so far?
I do. As I told Cesar last night, all of you, she gestures at the people sparring, are in a different tier than us. I'm not saying by wide margin, I'm not saying in a different aspect entirely, nor can I even say the source of it. But I'm not a fool. I'm not blind. I know there's something different that makes you better than us in a fight. And aside from that even.
Do you remember when we first started proceeding north?
I do. Not that long ago.
Ambushed by Lyco's remnants.
Yes.
We set up a quick barricade of our location and attempted to hold it off. And then Ligarato Suyat began to break through.
You know to that.
And I remember thinking in that moment, I can't beat him, but I can hold him off long enough. So I did. I rode to meet him. And do you remember what happened after that?
I'm afraid I was on quite the opposite side of the field at the time.
Right. The first person that came was you.
He thinks about it. I only came to help. As I know all of you would do.
Did you think you were going to die?
Did I think it was a certainty? No. Was it a thought in my mind, though? Yes. As it is with every fight.
When I charged out there, I assumed, after crossing blades with him immediately, I assumed I would die there.
But you didn't.
I didn't. But if I did, that would have been alright. Because it was the smartest thing that could have been done at the time.
The smartest thing was laying yourself down.
To buy time, yes. But that didn't happen.
No, it didn't.
The same place as I did. Where do you think you'd be best, Merrick?
He looks you dead in the eyes. I want to be up there with you. I'm not a cavalier. I'm not an apothecary. My abilities to heal others won't save a starving person or an emaciated one. I'm not a fast rider. I've honestly... Riding the steeds a couple times I have with all of you, I'm felt out my element. Finding cultists, bandits, slavers, I feel like I'm more versed with that.
And if you should die, are you okay with leaving Tolis, Vaso, and Zal behind?
She gives like this sorrow, forlorn smile. I would only hope my death allows them to get away. Same for all of you.
Understood then. How's your...
I don't plan on leaving anyone behind, Rodan. Just like Lyco's trial.
I would hope not. How's your throwing arm, America?
She looks around and goes over to the smithing area, which has racks of weapons just ready to be utilized for training purposes. And she gets a hatchet and then flings it, and it just and she stretches her arm. I've had better days, but I used to do it relatively frequently back then.
Good. Then we need you to have your best day. And he would fashion something that is in similar weight and shape to the bombs. Can you practice with these?
Yeah, you go over to the smithing area and you nab a leather pouch and fill it with some not, I guess it would be ore and stuff like that, and try to compress it down, tie it tight so it has a very centered center of mass. You hand it over to her and she just holds does a flick up and down with it. I don't know, but I'm willing to at least try.
We were given these and they're going to be very helpful against anti-black.
It will be done then. And she goes and begins practicing throwing. Bombs, axes, javelins, what have you. Interesting take for her to become a ranged combatant, but I think that fits rather nicely. So, let us switch gears. We're gonna need different music for this. Where is it? Where is it? I know it's here somewhere. There it is. So, Oriana. Let me change the music. There it is. There we go. Oh, what? Oh, I didn't hit the link. Yeah.
It'd probably be useful hitting the right link.
You go over to the Seeker training area, which actually is underground.
That's interesting.
Indeed. Janik conversed with Blair, told her to get Garadia, and told you to meet them there. It doesn't take long before the two aforementioned captains are made abreast of the situation, your peculiar situation, and Blair opens up the training grounds. It's not... how to say... it's not as big as the Slayer Compound's training grounds. No. It's also a lot darker, given that it's underground, but there are magical lights that adorn the walls and the ceiling. In a way, to give you real-life imagery, it looks like a competitive parkour and/or competitive tag field, which has a bunch of obstacles, rails, to duck under, jump past, leap from one place to another, with gaps in between. The gaps aren't, 70 feet to depth or anything like that, but you'll know when you fall, and there is no padded flooring here. You do see that there are a number of rooms that connect to this room as well, though, and a number of peculiar-looking equipment that are set up in cabinets and tables and racks around the room.
Yeah, it has been some time since I've seen your training grounds.
Better get used to it fast. So, Crucible, where do we start? We need a break.
To break, we must first, he looks to you, Oriana, bring you down to your barest element. Undress.
She's just standing at attention. Oh, yeah. And I guess she just does that. Does he mean, like, just completely?
You can keep your skivvies.
That's okay. Yeah, she does that and is just standing at attention.
As, you're undressing because, you have a lot of shit on you. Like, that short period of time is, like a minute or whatever. He is talking with Blair, and she begins going over to sort of like this interface. And she begins tweaking with it. The lights in the room grow dimmer, but then some of them grow exceptionally bright. A couple in particular, or rather, a trio of them in particular. She begins to tweak with it further, and begins getting hotter in here. You're starting to sweat without even having done any exercise whatsoever.
Because it's extreme temperature difference. Is it still just as humid in here as it would probably be outside?
It's probably more humid down here.
It got worse.
Very good, very good. You are now in primal element. Now we will break you down to your core. We don't have time to starve you. So that is unfortunate. But there is one primal aspect in every person. Fight or flight.
Make me a dexterity saving throw.
No, I didn't think I don't think dodge helps with dex saves anyways.
It does, you get advantage. Oh, you're actually good enough to actually dodge Captain Blair. Actually, let me double check.
Yeah, I was about to say, if she rolls, like, to go against that, she probably will get higher.
5 plus 5 plus 8 is 18 plus 6, 24. So you are good. Add that to your list there. Nice. A lance of divine light shoots past you as you hear this like sort of sizzling sound behind you, and you duck out of the way, and it pierces into one of these like tall wall, almost like a ninja warrior course, like one of these tall walls. You better get running.
Oh boy. she does. Oh god, she does.
Okay. So, they're obviously not going to kill you, although that would definitely solve the Scavola problem really quickly. That's Laps and Travis.
Just turn around immediately, it's like, nah, we're just gonna fix this.
Roll me your athletics.
I don't think there's a key thing to help with that, is there? Fuck, no there isn't.
No.
Nah, there's one to help with speed, but I don't think that exactly is this. Scoop. That's better. That's still good.
You take 1 degree of exhaustion.
That's not good enough. What's the fucking DC? Holy shit. Oh, fuck, do the thing.
24. So you can succeed at it. It's a thin chance, but you can. You are chased relentlessly. And the entire time, Garanya doesn't even, like, help in the chasing. He just watches in, like, this sort of statuesque pose the entire time. Every now and again, he does comment on picking back up anytime he catches you lacking. You slacking, you slowing. But you are constantly pushed to your physical limits. Anytime you try to grab a moment of respite, Blair is upon you again. Like this sort of, like a fury in Greek mythology. Unrelenting. The environment is not helping you either. Your sweat is refusing to evaporate and take off heat from you. You are getting cooked in your own skin as you constantly are being pushed, and not a drop of water aside from your own sweat to help cope with any of this.
Does Blair ever seem like she's at all tired, or is this just entirely irrelevant?
Roll me perception at disadvantage. Perception
Well, I had
insight, I'll give you
disadvantage
one
anyways.
together.
Can I throw a Kensai die on this?
Do you?
I think for the purposes of this training, no. As much as I want to. That's still a good roll.
That's still a good roll. She doesn't break a sweat.
That's about what I expected.
So, as you are getting chased through this place, the lights that are dim and the lights that are bright actually will change.
Oh,
so you'll actually be running at a dim light, and it will flashbang you in the eyes.
Oh, that's
as
rude.
as it suddenly jumps to immense brightness. You swear as you're getting chased, the place is moving around you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, walls that were, like, tall walls that were there are suddenly, like, 20 feet over in a different direction. Short walls become part of the ground, so on and so forth.
Yeah, it causes disorientation.
You're in, basically, this weird clockwork training ground right now. If you want visual inspiration, go look at Dishonored 2's Clockwork Mansion. That shit tripped me the fuck up as a player. I was lost in there for an hour. And I wasn't even getting chased by Captain Blair. So yeah, you are being pushed to your limits as you are getting chased down and disoriented to fuck. You're immensely dehydrated by the end of it. What felt like, I don't know, an eternity of getting chased. At some point, Garanya does say, stop. And you just collapse immediately. You're just like, you don't even bother stopping or slowing your momentum. You just
hit the ground.
And hit the ground and just like, like you're dying.
That sounds fucking accurate.
You look around for a moment, slightly out of survival instinct for Blair, and she's nowhere to be found, at least in your immediate visibility. And you hear Captain Garanya walk over to you and lean over. How do you feel?
I feel like I understand why they're sending Blair at the cultists.
Oh, you
God,
still
she's
have
terrifying.
Good to see.
Oh god.
And you're just like, oh no. Make me another dex save.
She made the mistake of communicating. This isn't at disadvantage because it's safe.
I'm so happy I'm a player in the Sunday game, because now I know what a cruel drill sergeant is like from
What the fuck? I'm a god only on the deck saves.
Apparently. Very nice. Very nice. Add that to your list there. And as you're just like, oh no, you just decide to roll in one direction, and you can hear Blair's blade sink into the ground as she, like, is actually standing on it, and it's piercing into the ground. And she's, like, crouched on it, almost like a ninja, like a shinobi. And then she just sort of backflips off of it and grabs it from the ground and just starts twirling, like... Run. Yeah, it is like Griff reaction, right. Make me another athletics check. At disadvantage.
Yeah. What is it? What is that, like, maneuver where, like, on your back and you do, like, one motion to stand up real fast?
There's a number of different ones of those. There's one where you sort of, like, breakdance, twirl yourself back up. There's one where you, like, push yourself back up, like you flip yourself up. There's a number of them. One. Yeah. That is unfortunate.
A fucking 8.
You accrue another degree of exhaustion.
I am now slower. Can I could use key points, but I, again, feel like that defeats the purpose of this whole thing.
Quite fair.
Yeah. Also, there's a limit on that anyways.
You are slowing to the point where Garaya doesn't even bother berating you on picking back up. You are outright getting slowed, and it's now less of a running away chase. Now it's still partially a form of that, but a lot more of this training, quote unquote, time now is you just dodging Blair
That tracks.
as she like swings at you. There are plenty of times where she does not miss. But she isn't stabbing or running you through, she just gives you constantly slashes.
It's like death by 1,000 cuts kind of thing.
Sort of. As you are forced to run around this underground compound, you're leaving a trail of blood, and you would be a forensic analysis person's worst nightmare because you've run around in multiple circles at this point on different forms of material and heights. You would be their hell.
And the material and heights are in fact moving as well.
Bingo.
Just walk in the room. Fuck this. I quit. Leave. Anyways.
Once again, your ad just says, stop. And once again, you take even just a moment to catch your breath. This time, you actually do see Blair, because she was right next to you right as he shouted stop. And she just sort of flicks whatever loose flex of your blade is on, or of your blood that's on her blade off. And scoffs and murmurs something to herself as she walks away for a moment. You can try rolling your perception at disadvantage to catch what she says.
I will definitely do that. I'm gonna get a 0. I will
No,
take a
apparently you're
16.
getting 16. You're getting a 16.
You will receive 116.
She
I
just
should have asked Lambert to be around to help with this.
That's crazy, huh? I guess Lambert might have an idea of breaking one person down to their soul. Anyways, so as she's walking away, you hear her mutter under her breath, "Beryllium material through and through." You had your collapsed on the ground. Garaja comes back over. Okay. Can you speak? Don't lie.
Don't know. I feel like she nods and then realizes, like, half a second later, right, speak. Barely.
Ah, you are able to speak still. Do not worry, we're not continuing. Not yet.
Okay.
Now,
We change.
he holds up his hand and like the spear that he has. He actually left it back where he was standing. It shoots over to him, and the entire place goes dark. Just you have a 10-foot blind sense. Just like a primal fear, fight or flight reflex. People are afraid of that which they don't know. Or that which they don't know is coming. Make me a dex save.
I'm guessing blind sense doesn't help with that.
Yeah, it does not. If you had danger sense, it would, but
That's an interesting combination. Nat 20? Not a natural 20. Still too low, though.
at the very least, it doesn't rupture your organs.
Do I want to use Champion of Fate just for this, just to keep the track? Do I have Champion of Fate?
I don't know about that.
I almost...
You do not.
What? Oh, I don't. I used that. Damn it. Okay, anyways.
Yep. So yeah, it clears through your upper arm. Not like in the centrality of it, and it doesn't break through bone, but it does like take off a nice edge chunk of you. A moment passes. You're waiting for the next one. Then another moment.
Could she take the dodge action?
Sure. Moments pass. Not another spear comes.
Can
Make me an athletics check.
scoop, 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 scoop. That's good.
You are knocked to the ground.
Good at disadvantage.
You are knocked to the ground as the haft of a spear doesn't fly at you in the sense of it's going through the air by its own magical force. It's more overswung like a baseball bat on your back. And you're knocked to the ground. And you don't even hear Garadia as he slips back away.
Oriana remembers the other day of the same thing happening to Anushka and realizes what that feels like now.
Yeah, you guys can connect on that. That and being orphans. Well, she's less of an orphan, but one of circumstance.
Oh, no, I wouldn't have that. They specifically made her get revolver stuff. Never mind.
Moments pass. More checks happen. More spear chucks. Dodges. Getting slammed. It continues. Sometimes it happens back to back within moments. Other times you feel like you were waiting for 10 minutes in anticipation.
Stressed.
Stressed. Make me a con save. As the effects of exhaustion, they've already caught up to you, but do they overrack you?
What's the DC on that? Because I don't know if I can even match it.
Roll it and I'll tell you.
I...
It was 24.
Yeah, literally.
That being said, if you got an nat 20, I was going to give it to you on that one. Just to see if you maintain a streak. Well, not streak, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, it was a lucky start.
Your training goes from morning all the way to noon, towards into evening. You are in a 0 time zone right now, because everything feels like an eternity. And this is just the first step. That being said, we can start talking over not a custom maneuver necessarily, but custom stuff for you at a later point. Hey, maybe you can get danger sense. I think that'd be fitting. Given all the danger that you're being put through right now. Let's switch gears then, shall we? Don't worry, you'll be back in time for evening to go hang out with Anushka. That being said, your ability to speak might be different. You're forgiving your exhaustion. Or maybe you have a busted up jaw. Who knows? Or
Did I? Am I tripping?
Yes. What is it?
Yeah,
Perhaps.
no, well, the thing with Anushka, I thought I said I wanted to do that like the evening of the last day.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, day 4.
No, straight up, like...
You are there until the War Council.
I like, okay, take a shower. We don't want to smell you now. Get over there.
Alright, well, you're there to the War Council. As you are broken down, physically and mentally. Thank you.
I'm so glad
Thank you very much.
now.
Let's switch gears, shall we?
I'm hung by my
Anushka, you want to go to the cradle?
Yeah!
Yeah.
What a fun and joyous place. Let's
What
go.
a fun and joyous place. Yeah, let me change this